Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brady here, back at you again with another video, and today I'm coming at you guys with another, I guess you would say, society critique topical video here on the channel. Of course, I'll put the last type of video I made up on the screen of this type of, I guess you would say, umbrella topic, more so a societal critique. I had one person in the comments on that video kind of upset with my verbiage in that video, so I'll try and refrain from that, but I do still stand on those comments I made in that vid. If you guys didn't see the vid, cards in the top right, I put it up on the screen just in case you guys want to go check it out. It kind of is an actual solid video. If any of my viewers are Gen Z, kind of around the same, basically the same generation, same age as I am, you know, it relates to you guys the most, right? Anybody that actually clicked on the vid and more or less was interested in what I had to say regarding that topic, it most definitely affects Gen Z. Now, of course, you do have a little bit of older people, millennials, maybe, huge maybe on Gen X. I don't really see a lot of people that are Gen X talking like this, or not in how I'm speaking, but necessarily having the same societal critique that I do, and more or less standing on it. I see a lot of Gen X, I see a fuck ton of millennials and Gen Z, my generation, more or less just going with propaganda, going with the flow, and more or less just, I don't understand necessarily if it's the black pilling, like if it's people just giving up and not really giving a shit and saying there's nothing we could do to change it, it is what it is, we're just gonna live like this for the rest of our lives and not necessarily try and make any change. Or it's just people that are just so conditioned with propaganda that they're just cooked. Like I can't explain it further than that. Like they're literally just hooked. Because you guys gotta understand, of course it has always been like this to a certain degree, but I would say within the last, I would say like almost 10 years now. So I would say the last, not 10 years, I would say at least 20 years, coming up on 20 years. So 2006, crazy how I thought 2006 was 10 years ago. That's insane. A little fucking idiot I am. But no, all bullshit aside, I would say from 2006 to modern time, present era, right, it's just has been exacerbated. The feminism has been exacerbated, the pedestalization of women has been exacerbated, just the overall family dynamic has been cooked, and people, mostly men, are just running with propaganda and running with it. So that's what I basically wanted to get into today, was the fact, again, yes, I know I'm not gonna be redundant, but I have to, Gen Z is hooked, but that's not gonna be the title of this video. It's gonna be more or less about how the modern day marriage is beyond cooked, and the overall modern day dating demographic and modern day dating sphere are cooked in itself, because that obviously leads to marriage, right? But for example here, you just got to look at, of course, you could look at Joe Budden. He promulgates all the bullshit that is in degeneracy that is just wrong in today's times, of course, all the sexual degeneracy and so on and so forth like that. But more or less, if you want to take all the celebrities, all the quote-unquote influential people out of it, you don't really want to, you know, look up to people that are like this, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't really see that in our everyday life. You low-key have to look at the everyday common man. The everyday common man, it could be your friend, it could be your neighbor, it could be your immediate family and acquaintance. Anybody who more or less is just embracing what females have to say regarding that and is just too pussy to stand on anything, so they just let shit slide. Kind of like a doormat. If you think of it like this, it may make sense to, wait, it honestly may make a lot more sense of how I just tried to explain it here. You're kind of like a doormat in that relationship, in life, you look at it like that, in that lens. But speaking in terms of a relationship leading into marriage, you're literally a doormat. You're literally living day by day, appeasing your partner. Now, that isn't to say that you have a partner and you shouldn't go to bat for them, you shouldn't go to war for them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you right here watching this vid, probably a new viewer, probably a returning sub, that is like, where the fuck have you been? Just look at your own life, or look at the people that you know around you's life. Now, you could be the most average guy, you take care of your business, you're either in school, you're out of school, you have a 9 to 5, a regular 9 to 5, you're in a career, you may even be in a trade and you're doing that type of work, because, you know, tradesmen are actually pretty decent people. Like, a lot of people shit on the trades, a lot of people look down on people that are in the trades because they're not in college, and I'm not one of those people. Of course, in terms of politically speaking, you can't really make any change from digging up ditches for power lines. Like, that's just, you know, that's just the writing's on the wall for that one. But in terms of actually taking pride in your work and taking pride in life and just overall having a upbeat, positive attitude about everything and living with a sense of purpose, I wholeheartedly believe that if you're in the trades or if you're in the college space or even a regular career, you could have that happen, right? You could have that happen to where you live with purpose. And now that goes back into my main point of you're taking care of everything, you're paying the bills, you know, you have your own vehicle, you know, you have your own autonomy, basically is what I'm saying here. You have your own individuality and autonomy here. Now, of course, those same people will get into a relationship or have someone around them that will lead into a relationship, and of course their partner has baggage. Like, that's just in and itself, they have baggage. It could be emotional, mental, physical trauma, it could be lingering things from past relationships, it could just be their own character flaws, not really embracing or respecting the relationship, so on and so forth. We see it time and time again here, from the average looking guy to the celebrity. Like, let's Steph Curry, that's a prime example. Everybody knows who Steph Curry is. Everybody knows. If you don't know, then I don't know if you're even, like, what are you, under a rock or something? Like, I don't understand. But the whole big story with Steph Curry is the fact that his wife, Ayesha Curry, now, let's preface this, I saw a fuck ton of shit about Ayesha Curry years ago, about how she just seems like one of those females that just wants to relive her 20s, and now that she's married, she has kids, or she's been married, and she has kids with probably one of the well-known, respected athletes of our time currently. She's even fantasizing about other men. She's even acting like she didn't want to get married and have children, like she wanted to do some boss bitch shit. Like, dude, that's what we're dealing with now as men. We're dealing with now as men this perpetual propaganda expunged by the female of today to the men, telling us how to act, telling us how to run shit on a daily basis. You can meet someone, you can meet a guy who is on his shit, he's doing what he has to do, and then he gets with a female, and next thing you know, he's prioritizing the wrong shit, his life is falling out of order, he loses his sense of identity. And of course, it does happen in vice versa as well, where the woman doesn't have any autonomy and she loses herself as well. But 9 times out of 10, when it comes to that predicament in that conversation, the female in this instance is deeming their partner as controlling, insecure, so on and so forth. Those little buzzwords that females tend to use and perpetuate to the men, just simply for enacting boundaries for a relationship, or simply standing on what they say and believe in, or in some cases and instances simply for just exist. Now, this can be a long and open-ended topic for sure, but I will make a follow-up video explaining further details from the average person's point of view to the, I guess you would say, celebrity point of view, because there's been a lot. It's not just Steph Curry. You could think of Tom Brady. You could think of a lot of people in that space, especially athletes, especially people within the entertainment industry, even people that are streaming. Fucking, what's his name? Black Boy Max literally comes to mind when talking about the streamer space. He's literally cuffing up a girl that's out here just talking about this and that, just insane talking points. But then there's videos of her with fucking Aiden Ross, just to name one person. Like, there's videos of this girl with double-digit people that she's been with, and now Black Boy Max is out here acting like he just wifed up the golden ticket. So I don't know what it is. Nowadays in society, you could always perpetuate that feminism was the key catalyst for all this, and it just got exacerbated by social media. Not only the introduction of social media, but as time has gone on, social media has become more or less like waking up and brushing your teeth. Like, there's been so many times where I've seen people in my own personal life, and people just daily in general, to where they immediately go on their phone when they're with somebody, talking to somebody, hanging out with somebody. They're immediately on their phone. Now, I'm not going to be some boomer that is like, oh, I don't want you to go on your phone. You got to have like face-to-face conversation all the time. That's not what I'm trying to get at here. What I am trying to get at is the simple fact that we're losing our human connection with each other, for one, and for two, social media is literally rotting people's brains. Like, of course, you got people that will doom scroll for 4 or 5 hours a day on TikTok, and then they see something on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, for example, of course, and they try and compare that with their daily lives, or they try and compare that with their relationships or people that they know in their lives, so on and so forth, and it just leads to that slippery slope of just losing our connectedness as people, and furthermore, just erodes our society as a whole. So anyways, guys, I hope you probably all enjoyed this little societal critique 2.0, I guess you would say. I will, like I said, be making a follow-up vid to this topic if you guys do enjoy it. Basically, more or less how, if this video video does well and is received well by you guys, then I will make a follow-up video to this, and I will explain furthermore about the average man and his perspective and the celebrity perspective regarding this issue. But please be sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe if you're not already, and as always, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and peace out.